We're ready to go? Okay. Hey, this is Between the Sticks. I'm Lewis Walking Stick, and I got my good friend here, Mike Taylor. We're sitting at Zoom Kennels, and we're talking on video call to the head football coach of the Southall Black Diamonds, Brandon Tyler. Coach Tyler, how you doing this evening?
I'm good, Coach. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're sitting here up at Zoom Kennels on location, and we got a big segment coming up here in a little while with Mike on bird dogs and training and everything. And Coach, the Black Diamonds played Grove in the first round of the playoffs Friday night. Coach, tell us your perspective on that Grove game.
Stick, we knew going in we were kind of beat up, a little bit up on the offensive line and just mentally after the Ada game. I don't know if we just ever got our mentality back, like we had that game. And that's what happens when you deal with 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. Sometimes their mind kind of wanders in a different direction. And we were obviously beat up, physically as well, losing Dagan in the Ada game, one of our best offensive linemen. But I thought our guys, competed well up front. We made some changes there, and I thought those guys got some valuable experience, going into next year.
The and that was something I had in my mind. You guys sold out at the Ada game, and it's just tough. I mean, it's an emotional game, and did so many good, right things, against Ada. Now you lose 15 seniors, graduate 15 seniors. Coach, you return 63 underclassmen.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we were just talking about that today. The numbers that we got, and we're going to have 63 of those guys. Plus, we're going to have about 27 eighth graders going to be freshmen coming in.
That's right.
So our numbers, Coach Stick, are tremendous right now. Very proud of our coaching staff. We get kids out of the halls, and kids want to be a part of this program right now. That's why we're where we're at. We're still going, and you got to remember this senior class. 3 short years ago they were 0-10.
Right.
So they went through some times there, but I think they helped lay the foundation to where we're going right now. And obviously the last 2 years we played for a district championship week 10, and that's what you want to do. Unfortunately, we came up a little bit short, but I think we're going in the right direction with our coaching staff and our kids, and looking forward to next year. And with everybody we got returning, I think it's going to be a good year for the Black Diamonds.
I do too. Great numbers coming up. You got as many. You'll have 23 seniors right next year, and about that many sophomores. If you look at the numbers right now, and very good numbers, Coach. I thought Case made some good long throws deep down the field to Brody and Tay and Gunner throughout the game. I thought
yes, Case, he did. Case threw the ball well. Looking today, finishing up our stats. We got our district meeting Wednesday night. I think he finished up with right at 2,300 all-purpose yards, right at 970 yards rushing, and a little right around 1,500 passing. So, Case did a tremendous job of running our offense this year. And Jackson Harris was right around 1,100 yards all-purpose, and both of those guys were really close to the 1,000-yard mark. So that says a lot for our offensive line too. As being an O-line coach. That's where it starts, and to have two guys close to 1,000 yards rushing in this level at 4A football and 4A4, it says a lot about those guys.
It does, and you got you got some younger guys, some playing experience this week and throughout the season. Grayson Griffey came in, youngster, and I know Deal was in there the other night, and then the Gage Webb. Those guys got some experience this last month or so of the season.
Yes, they did. Gage came in there and did a good job for Dagan when he got injured, coming in there Ada. And then, obviously got to start a playoff game, so he got some valuable experience. Garrett Deal came in and played some center. That's probably what we'll work him out again next year when he comes back as a senior. And, Grinstead, we got Dagan getting him healthy. Trevor Crawford coming back.
Right.
So we got a lot of guys. We're graduating Dawson Lamb, which is a 3-year starter for us. Played guard his sophomore, junior year, moved into tackle this year, and then Jose Diaz at center. So we're losing those two guys up front. But I think we got 2 guys or 3 or 4 guys that can come in, and help us out up front and hopefully replace those guys. And we're going to miss their leadership. Obviously, Dawson being a 3-year starter, being a coach's son, everything he did for us up front. You just can't say enough good things about Dawson coming to work every day. I thought Jose had a great year for us, replacing Quay Gardner, which all stated. So Jose was really steady for us at the center position. And again, looking forward to getting bigger and stronger in the weight room with these guys. And all of them is going to be in the weight room with us this spring. So, expected to be bigger and stronger next year.
Yeah. Of course, probably the highlight of the game was the punt block by Hunter Smith. I just saw that today on film about 2 hours ago. And then Logan Bethel scooped it and ran about 25 yards for a touchdown. Hunter Smith
Yes, and
just
those
makes
guys had a
plays, doesn't he? Go
Yeah,
ahead,
those guys
Coach.
had a couple of those this year. The block punt,
Yeah.
Logan scooping and scoring. We had a couple of those, so that was big. Thought it gave us a little momentum.
Yeah.
Had it going there 21-7, and I told our kids, man, at halftime, let's come back, let's make this thing 21-14 into the fourth quarter. Let's make it a ball game and go fight and win this thing 28-21. And we got it to 21-7. We started feeling good, and then obviously, their quarterback broke about a 65-yard touchdown run there, kind of
Yeah.
broke our back again there. And like I said. I thought our kids competed well. Grove's a great football
Yeah.
team. Had a lot of seniors, returning from the previous year. They had all five of their linemen back from when they came down here, last year, the first round. Plus, they got the quarterback move in. It kind of makes them
Yeah.
go a little bit. But proud of our kids. 7-4. Compete for a district championship. Had 8 on the ropes there. Beat Broken Bow. And like I said, lost to Pryor, which is 5A quarterfinalist right now, and has a great chance to get to the semifinals and even to the finals. So,
Yeah.
our losses were to very quality opponents.
Coach, you graduate Jace Holman, who is your long snapper. Who might be the long snapper next year?
Daniel Rosales, he moved
Okay.
in from Evener last year. Actually, when Jace got banged up a little bit, mid year,
Uh-huh.
Daniel came in and did some deep snapping for us. He does a great job, and he'll step right into that job. And it's a very important job. As
Yeah.
it's very important, and we feel comfortable with Daniel slide right on in there.
I noticed him in there mid-season on some things. Okay, you guys obviously this is common everywhere. Filming and videotape. You got 4 guys that are filmers: Zach Davis, Chandler Isley, Lyndon Kennedy, and Lariat Smith. Those guys film practice and they film on game night. That's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is, Coach. Those guys, them, our ball boys, our
Yeah.
trainers, our girls,
Uh huh.
they're there just as much as the football team is. So,
Yeah.
very very proud of those guys. Very thankful for them to do that because it's a long job. It's a hot job sometimes, and those guys do a tremendous job running our end zone camera, running the press box
Yeah.
camera, our huddle sideline set up for us, and those guys did a great job for us filming all year long, and always at practice, like you said, filming for
Yeah.
us and doing whatever we ask. And then, our trainers, we're going to lose one, Addie Orndorff,
Okay.
but she was a senior. But, the other 4 will all be back. And then,
Uh huh.
of course, our ball boys will all be freshmen next year. So I'm going to have to find me some new ones. But again, that was Coach Compton's son, Hagan, Maddox Harrell, and those guys. And they did a great job for us as well. And, it's an underpaid job and unpaid job, but we feed them well.
You're right. Hey, I named the trainers back early in the season.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, I
Yep.
named all of them, and back one of the first 2 or 3 episodes we had. And think about it. You talked about huddle sideline. Uh, when a play's over, you can watch it just almost right then, can't you? On the
Yes, you
sideline.
can. That's a good thing about that. We can go back and review film. With our
Yeah.
offensive linemen when they come off the field, we can show them kind of what they were doing on that series. Same thing
Yeah.
with defense. Coach Compton's got it right there as soon as his D line comes off the field. Linebackers, whatever. He's there
Uh-huh.
showing them that on the sideline on the iPad. So technologies came a long ways, and it helps us on the sidelines.
I got you. Well, Coach, thanks for visiting with us tonight and all this season. And this podcast we're getting it going. And Mike,
Coach, did I hear you say you was returning 63 underclassmen?
well,
Yes,
more
sir.
than that actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And I thought training 4 or 5 young dogs was a first job.
Yes, sir.
I ain't
Yep.
gonna trade with you.
Yeah, it's a full time job. It's more than a full time job. Hey, Brandon, thanks. We're gonna let you go, and we got some bird dogs to talk about and look at here.
Heck yeah, those are some good looking dogs back there. They look good.
Yeah, thank you. They're pretty special.
They're pretty disciplined.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Hey, Brandon, we'll see you, bud.
Okay,
How about
Coach.
I
Thank
see you
you, guys. Have
tomorrow?
a good evening. Thank you. All
You
righty.
bet. Okay, we got Coach Gary Willis, the head football coach of the Vian Wolverines, coming off a 60-14. Yes, I said 60-14 victory over Keys Friday night. Coach Willis, tell us about that game with Keys.
Yeah, we jumped out early and offense scored quick. I believe on the we scored on the first play. I believe no, second play. Second play scored. Kick off them. Actually had a few defensive penalties. We were a little amped up. Had a couple offsides, and they moved the ball a little bit, but we exploded on offense, and defense settled in and ended up with I think they had 5 takeaways in the first half. So
Yeah. Well, it's a dominant victory, and you
yep.
guys got Dibble coming up. They beat Hennessy Friday
Mm-hmm.
night, 57-41. There was a lot of points scored in that game.
There
Tell us,
was.
tell us about Dibble.
Dibble is a they're not a wing T team, but they definitely have a shotgun wing T roots, and like the buck sweep a lot, counter, and running quarterback. We're going to run it probably 85% of the time, and they're good at it. Got a big offensive line, big H back, big 200-pound tailback, and they're a good looking football team.
Yeah. They now Dibble's basically over in central Oklahoma, isn't it?
Yeah, down
Okay.
a little south of Norman, down by Washington area. Yep.
I remember. I think Charlie North coached there for a little while.
He did, and I didn't know that till today. I was looking through some things and saw
Okay.
that Charlie was there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he had I don't know, he had a grandson or someone that was there, and
Mm-hmm.
he and some other guys went there and coached for a while. So okay, Coach, you guys take care of Dibble, and you're off next week. So what might your schedule be like next week?
Hate to look ahead, but that's what we plan on doing. So I could be sitting here with different plan next week, but go take care of business. We will
Yeah.
typically we come in and have a Thanksgiving morning practice, but
Yeah.
we been off that week. We'll take Thanksgiving off, but we will practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, probably in
Yeah.
the morning time.
Right.
Somewhere probably 10 or 11ish. Have a little film and bring the kids in just before noon and get some work done.
Right. Right. The I was thinking about some things to ask you and whatnot. Now, who's your long snapper?
Long snapper Drayton Fletcher,
Okay, running back.
who is yeah,
Yeah.
he's a running back in 10 personnel, and then 21 personnel. He flexes out as a flanker, and
Okay.
yeah, he's been doing it a few years. He's pretty good at it.
I gotcha. I gotcha. The well, the have you got any reports about the Valiant loss to Wyandotte?
We haven't. I hadn't heard anything on that.
Not like a 21-19 game
Right.
down
Yeah.
there at Valiant. That surprised me.
Yeah, it did me too.
And a 3. Of course, that's where your best games are usually, a 3 and a 2 playing.
Right.
But
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that tailback was healthy. For
okay,
Valiant. I don't know if he played or not.
I got you. Coach, I was thinking about this time of year. I've heard all the guys I've coached with through the years. I heard stories, and one that Jody Imes would tell me when I was at Claremore Sequoia. I guess he was at Newcastle with August Dietz. Talking about they had a playoff game one night. And the wind was so fierce out of a certain direction, they could almost predict where all the points were going to be scored.
Yeah.
Because the wind was so fierce there, such a strong wind. Have you ever been in a situation like that?
Cut out just a bit, Coach. What were you saying?
Jody Imes was telling me a story about wind, and I got to think about coin tosses, and I know guys have the same strategy pretty much on coin tosses, but sometimes you can almost predict where most of the points are going to be scored.
Yep.
Based on the wind. I mean, if it's a really powerful wind, which is rare, I know, but have you ever been in a situation like that?
I've definitely not taking the ball on purpose, kickoff in bad weather, that type of thing. We were at
Right.
Sperry. Ryan Nolan's the head coach over at Fort Gibson now. He was my quarterback. He was a sophomore, and we're trying to get things going. We were, I think we went 6-5 that year, but we were pretty young. We went to Sperry, and they got after us pretty good, but the wind was so strong up there that we had a kid hit an 80-some yard punt. No joke,
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a little bit of that, yeah.
Yeah. The but I was trying to think about things to ask you, and I know a lot of people's strategy on coin toss is pretty much the same, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody defers, I guess, pretty much, and things like that. So, well,
We do.
Coach,
My
huh?
staff wants to my staff wants to defer all the time,
Right.
and when I called defense, I wanted to defer. Now I'm calling offense. I'm like, no, give me the ball. Let's go.
You want the
But
ball first, huh?
yeah, right.
But you
So
don't want the ball going in necessarily to a a real strong wind. Maybe I don't know.
no,
You
you
know.
don't. You want to try to play that field position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're here at Zoom Kennels, and I don't know if I introduced this is Mike Taylor, my friend. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we're up here in North and South Saw. We're going to do segments on bird dogs and training, and you can see the kennels behind us, and they're full of
Yep.
dogs, and we're going to get to that, Coach, and
Okay.
probably our next. It may be 3 weeks before we tape again.
Okay.
Okay, around
Yep.
December the 8th. So that'll
Well,
be after that'll be after semifinals, and Coach, good luck to you Friday night against Dibble.
all right. Appreciate it.
You bet. You guys
All
get
right.
after it. Thanks for taking part in all this year, and best of luck Friday night.
All right. Thank you.
You bet.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you, Gary.
See you.